Joe and I have a restaurant group called Brine, located in New York City and New Jersey, that is a fast casual focusing on brined chicken. Started the business with the thought of creating basically a chicken that was not dry in the simplest terms. I didn't want to, I grew up eating very dry chicken, and I at one point had juicy chicken, and I found out that it was due to the process of brining, and hooked up with Joe, and Joe was the creator of what we now know as our signature brine chicken and all the assorted different menu items that contain our brine chicken, from bowls to sandwiches and a lot of amazing side dishes. Before Starfish, I would say that, like every business, we use QuickBooks, and QuickBooks is it's QuickBooks. It's made for accountants, and you really have to dig into every individual thing to find out what's going on, which of course you can do, but in running a business, there's a lot of different things you're always getting pulled into, and you can never really focus in on things that don't jump out at you, unless it jumps out at you in a big way. You see a huge increase that's noticeable. You don't really, it doesn't, you don't notice it right away. It's just a fact. And that was always an issue where somebody who doesn't look at the books every day would say, well, what about this? And I'll say, I can't believe I missed that, because that's a huge thing. And when you look at something all the time, you may not see you may not see everything that is very important that you look for. Micro details. And when I say micro details, I mean, line items that you get used to seeing that you don't realize have increased substantially from the previous year or a couple months, and why they increased. You don't look at that. You just look at, it doesn't put into context where it went from 4 months ago to now. It may have increased 15-20%, but you don't really see that with QuickBooks. You just know, okay, we're paying a little bit more. Maybe it's just that time of year or whatever. So you don't really, it doesn't jump out at you. And
Yeah.
that huge issue.
Takes a lot longer to recognize an increase and to react to an increase, because things are incremental. They're bouncing all over the place anyway. So, QuickBooks data is showing us the big picture, but it's not an easy, quick reference, especially for like us on the controllable side, right? QuickBooks has always been a tool for us to like pay the bills, make sure that, the accounting's in place. But as a reactive tool, it's not very helpful at all.
I saw the value, and that's why we signed up with it from the beginning. I saw the real dollars value, the dollar to cents, where it really impacted us, with a alert that came over about basically we have two stores, like I said, New Jersey, New York, and it gave us an alert that we were paying too much in uniform costs, and that it had jumped up from the previous year, and it highlighted something that I had never seen, Joe had never noticed. And what happened was we were paying two different prices from New York to New Jersey, and it highlighted it in the Jersey dashboard. So we were actually paying two different prices when I was under the impression we were paying the same prices. And that resulted in a $2,000, we were paying $2,000 extra since May of last year. It's April now. So we had paid $2,000 extra, alerted by Starfish because of that fact. Dug into it, discovered all of this, met with the company and showed them all the data of what was going on, and they cut us a check for $2,000 changed all our pricing to reflect New York, which of course was less. And, um, we got $2,000 cash that they cut us a check for because of this. And I can honestly say we would have not seen this. We would not have seen this if it hadn't been
Yep.
for Starfish. And that is a fact.
Yeah. That was something very difficult to isolate, especially because of the timing that it kind of, that increase or that discrepancy in those contracts came to. It was right in the middle of opening. Both Dan and I, we're a lean team. So, my focus is operation, getting the new location up, open. We're signing on all the new vendors, signing all new contracts to make sure that that store is set up, new managers, training a brand new team, those types of things. And this is probably just, the surface of it, because that's just one area, right? So there's other areas that we've seen, but we haven't quite seen the done the digging yet to see how far it is. And Starfish is making it super easy to see those discrepancies, especially between now a second location. It's pretty wild, actually, because again, all that snuck in right when we were opening a second location.
I would say that it's giving us insight and a whole new look into our businesses that was unknown before. And the weekly updates are something that, it goes to the top of the list is why did this happen? What are the reasons? And how can we stop it? Or if it's positive, how can we continue it? And those are things that, frankly, I mean, it gives you a guide. It's like having a guide of, of what you're doing and where you're doing it and how to either continue it or to get back on track. And that's incredibly powerful for any business, but especially ours because, like Joe said, we're very lean. I mean, it's just me and him basically in the management roles, in the top. So there's a lot to do, and it's taken something that requires a lot of time, and it's automated it, and it's just getting better and better as time goes on, and it's something that is becoming invaluable.
So I'll piggyback that and say that I think Starfish has been like a third partner for us. Right? It's almost been that sidekick for Dan and I to, again, because we are lean and because the focus is on so many different things that we are trying to, we're building this out to be something that's scalable. So that takes a lot of focus in ops. It takes a lot of focus in procedures and marketing, and we do all of that in-house. We don't have a third partner. So to have that kind of be the eyes on those metrics and flagging certain things from us saves us, I don't even know how much time, right? Because it could be days and hours of looking through a report to do that analytical and say, why is this 10% higher this week, but 10% higher 6 weeks out of the year could be a lot of money, especially when we're operating on restaurant margins. So it's been a very helpful partner, third partner.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this for what it costs and what it brings, it's a no-brainer. I was sold just talking to Jordan, to you about it, the concept of it, and then to see the reality of it, it's fantastic. And I honestly, what it will become, I mean, it's fantastic now, but what the growth of it is going to be incredible to see and really huge for our business.